I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar, week 6 of Otherworld, episode 6. This one is where the family finds themselves in the province of Adora. Here in Adora, women are in charge, and men are actually sold off and used. Well, they don't say as slaves, but it's kind of hinted at. And they, while they're there, Hal goes and actually shows that he has intelligence and he impresses everybody by reading. And Trace ends up getting in trouble and finding himself on the auction block. While on the auction block, he runs into an old friend who found his way there looking for his access crystal. And the family ends up making friends with their neighbors who feel politically in line with how the Sterling's how the Sterling family is and how we are here in Western society, and they find a way to escape. I think that just about covers it. Matt?
Yeah. All right. So okay, so this one was a little bit more humor, even though it was talking about men being used as slaves. It was kind of the one without the real tension and I don't know, no drama going on other than the fact that they're not going to auction off Trace. That's not going to happen. So, I mean, it's just kind of just sort of like just a joke, but it is kind of nice to see the bad guy was in a Kroll being I don't know, given some karma for being such a jerk. But let's see. I thought it was kind of funny, a little tiny bit. Not bad. Watching the women in their what was it like their let me hear your body talk kind of gear,
Is it Olivia Newton-John?
Olivia Newton-John gear. Yes, that's what they were doing. And working out, throw one, and it's just like hilarious.
And Trace is just there enjoying the view.
Yeah, I love that. He's just like, oh.
In that society, couldn't he have just like played stupid? Like that one episode of Family Guy where Peter thinks he's retarded, so he's like walking through the women's restroom and just looking through all the doors, saying, "Sorry, I'm retarded."
Oh God.
Oh, it's really bad. It's a great and bad at the same time.
I'm surprised they actually pulled that off. Wow.
Oh well, yeah, it's Family Guy. You think?
Oh, Family Guy. Okay.
This is only this one.
I was imagining Modern Family. I'm like, what?
No, Family Guy did this, and it is only the show that did I say Modern Family?
No, you said Family Guy.
Yeah.
Oh, please, please don't say I said the wrong show. Okay, but Family Guy, they're only the ones who implied that Quagmire not only banged Marge Simpson, he went and killed off the entire Simpson family. That happened in one of the episodes. All off camera, but you can hear the gunshots and the reactions.
Whereas if it was South Park, you would have saw them being shot.
Yeah.
Well, South Park, they've kind of just proven that they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in fact, it's even shown that like if they make fun of you, it's actually now like a badge of honor. Which I don't. Well, Matt, are you done with your?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Mike.
All right. So that leaves me now. Okay. So when I saw the name of it, obviously I had really bad feelings about how this was going to be treated. Watching it, I'm at this point 99% sure that the creators of this show had a time machine because feminism was alive back then, so I can see that aspect and how they can expand it to be the matriarchy, I guess is what we want to call it here. But the fact that the destruction of the family in that way where they say they can't couple, where it's like forbidden to couple. I mean, that just kind of surprised me with the way that things are going now. I think to keep using the word coupling here, I think that there's a lot of coupling in this world, but I think there's a less of an emphasis on the family now than there was back then. So that's one thing that I kind of drew out of this, is that it's very anti-family like, not just the men being slaves, but the fact that they're not going to be able to have kids, which raises the next question. That would actually technically be the destruction of their society. So how exactly are they lasting if they're not able to have children?
Who's to say they don't have children? Where like they just use the men as like for that only, like type of
Like
thing.
some sort of in vitro fertilization or something?
Well, you saw when they were having the auction and the grandmother was bidding on trays, she went and said, "I have a teenage granddaughter." What do you think the teenage granddaughter? I mean, that kind of implied that she's buying her granddaughter, um, a full
So maybe
for lack of
yeah. So maybe then the way to look at this is, when you're talking about coupling, you're talking about it in a actual relationship situation.
Yeah, they were talking about vow coupling.
Oh, I forgot. That's right. It was vow coupling.
Vow coupling. So if you're actually like if you're together where it's like in like holy matrimony type of thing, or even like legally where you're together till you that's what's hard is the point.
Okay.
If that's your intention, that is what they're against. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That was that, and then that means that all men, you if you want to, can sell them off at any time and just get another man, and yeah.
yeah, I loved how the couple that's all in love, they're like, "Oh, it brings back memories when I bought you."
Yeah,
That was good. I like that one.
it's so romantic. I think she wants.
Yeah. That was awesome.
So romantic. Oh, man.
I do love, like you had mentioned during your synopsis, where I can't think of the father's name.
Hal.
Hal, thank you. Where he's just reading the words really quick, and they're just like, "Oh, wow!"
I know. That was the best because like okay, so I watch it on my Plex server, and the still image that Plex uses for this episode is it just says what was the one where he was like just saying like tongue twisters almost.
Something about the weevil. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's like it's like it's one of those, but it's one of those cue cards that she has up.
Mhm.
And it's like I've been wondering what is this episode going to be about, because all I can see is this still image. I'm not going to read the synopsis they gave me because I don't want to ruin it. But going into it, this is all I knew was him that at some point somebody's going to be reading cue cards. And I figured with the name of the episode, it was going to be Joyce at one point. Maybe she becomes an actress. I mean, because they already went down the road where Trace and Gina become music stars. Why not become an actress now? Like let's go down every single road. And this will also give the mother a chance to have her episode, because, that's something you do in these type of shows. And
You got to realize that the show is trying to dip into extremities. Like you have the first episode that was very much like communism or police state. You had the second episode where it was forced military. So having her go down the road as an actress, that's not the level that they seem to want to go with these type of episodes.
oh, okay.
So
Now
go ahead.
well, are you done? Because I do want to talk about that.
Oh yeah, no, I just want to say that I'm pleasantly surprised by this episode, because going into it, I thought, just off the title, I thought it was going to be I was going to sit there and go, "Oh no, not this. Oh my gosh." And I think they handled it well, and I think they handled it well enough to where you don't even have to view it just as women ruling and men as slaves, but anyone ruling, and then the exact opposite being slaves, or even a mixture. So they did a good job on that.
Yeah, I thought this episode, number one, the crazy transitions are back. So this also tells me like the production order. Like Matt, you hinted last time that the episode we saw last week was supposed to be actually the second episode.
Mm-hmm.
So they are showing these out of order of production. And if you watch also like the opening credits, there's two different opening credit sequences. So I think one was made and then after about 3 episodes or whatever, they switched over to the other one, and this is back to the other one. The better one, the one where they actually show like the name of the person and as they're showing the person.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like randomly. There was these cops, they showed like the gender police, and there's a lot of these AI videos that are showing up on TikTok. They probably are showing up elsewhere too, but I see them on TikTok. And one of them is they follow like the pretty much the gender police, and it's like the absolute laziest, worst police force, but they think they're doing the greatest job in the world. And that's all I could think of when I was looking at how they were depicting their gender police here in this episode. There's an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation where it's one of the planets they go to. It's ran by women, and I was thinking like, I mean, like I said, I didn't know what this episode was about, but if I didn't know, that would have been like a nice side thing if anybody, including myself, will go back and watch that episode and just like kind of compare like how the two franchises. I'm calling it a franchise. They did 8 episodes, but how the two programs handled a very similar topic of here at the province where the women are in charge, and in Star Trek Next Generation it was a planet where the women were in charge. And do you know what episode that is? Any Matt?
No, I could look it up.
Have you seen that one though?
Oh, probably. It's just been, decades since I watched any of the Next Generation episodes.
I think it's season 1 because I'm remembering Riker doesn't have his beard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's usually a dead giveaway that it's either season 1 or like one of the movies. I think he shaves his beard. But this episode was it was an interesting take on what society would be like if women had taken over. I do like how Kroll gets himself in trouble. He just freaking puts his foot in his mouth and then just keeps munching away on his shoe.
I found the info. It's it was season 1, episode 14. It's called Angel 1, and you see Riker with this sparkly thing on his ear and like his bare chest.
Yep.
And that's what.
Yeah, like he impresses like the queen of the planet or whatever, and then she ends up like wanting to have him be like her mate or something like that. I forget the whole thing. It's the season 1 of Star Trek Next Generation is a mixed bag. It's one of those things like there's a lot of shows where if you can make it through the first season, it gets really good, and Next Generation is one of those shows.
Yeah.
But anybody got anything else they would like to add in?
I do.
Yeah.
I absolutely do. Since you're talking about Kroll getting captured, I really wish that out of all of the episodes, I want to see a continuation to this one, because I want to see what the aftermath after he's bought, because you could tell he wasn't happy about that, obviously.
Well, that would have been a good next episode thing.
Yeah, I just want to see how he gets out of that and how many people he takes down on his way out.
Yeah, but because of the age that they came out, they're not going to do that. All of a sudden, he's back to where he was.
Yeah, that's the whole thing with it. I think it has to do just with the fact of how network shows were like at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at other similar, action dramas that were on at the same time, it was always the same thing where by the end of the episode, they mostly kind of have everything wrapped up except for the overall story of why they're doing this to begin with.
Yeah, they expect everybody's going to just come in on random episodes, because that's kind of how it was when I found the show.
Yeah, it's an anthology, and it's set where the show can go on forever, and it's like, well, I mean, I'm assuming in episode 8 they don't conclude anything. I'm assuming.
I doubt it. Yeah.
Well, and they got to do that because we didn't have streaming back then, so you couldn't just watch episode 1 and decide 5 months down the road, okay, I'll watch episode 2 and episode 3 right after it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but like also the fact that like did they know that the show was getting canceled, or if they didn't, then like it's gonna be another one of those shows where you're wondering, okay, so what happens next? And then did somebody pick it up and maybe write a book series? Because there are a lot of these shows, you'd be surprised what shows have books written about them. Like shows you wouldn't even think have books. And why wouldn't Otherworld have a book series that maybe somebody continued the story and they got the blessing of the producer or whatnot? And it's not unheard of. So
And also it's not unheard of for all of a sudden there to be something to follow it, like some sort of like a reboot or something that will close it out. Just depends on if a demand appears for it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All that too. So, folks, if you're listening to us, watch Otherworld and write your senator. And what would you do nowadays? Would you like tweet the head of a network? I mean, I who owns this? Does Universal owns it? So tell Comcast that you want this.
You just kind of post it on social media and ask people to share it, and then eventually it gets to somebody who could do something about it.
Yes. So post this episode of our show, share it on all social media, and tag all the people who are involved with making the Otherworld show, which is
And
a
maybe
bunch of
actually,
people, I'm sure.
and
And
modern celebrities that'll actually get it out there.
well, yeah. You don't think that the people from the show are modern celebrities?
Well, they got to somehow get this show on some sort of streaming
Well, that's the
site.
key. And what they need then is they need a company like Shout or one of these other companies, Fremantle or whatever, to pick up the rights and re-edit episode 4 and take all the music and just change the music up.
I would be fine with them taking all the music out and putting in like music of today, just to make it feel so uncomfortably out of place.
That just is totally absurdly impossible. Even with AI, that would just be absurd.
Like Drake all of a sudden is Drake or something,
What they did for Baywatch, Baywatch, they had a lot of modern day music throughout the entire run of the entire 11 year. The show was on for 11 years. 11-year run of Baywatch, #1 show on the planet because of India. Anyways,
think about how great that would be to like turn on that episode and all of a sudden Trace gets up there with a guitar, he starts playing, and you see him singing G G G G baby baby baby.
They put K-pop.
Yep, that totally works.
Well, you know what? It depends on who charges the least for the music rights. Now, what they're going to do is if somebody were to recut it, a Fremantle, and I'm using them because they did Baywatch, and I'm going back to it real quick, is they went and they took the music and they just went and they bought an audio library, one of those generic ones, like, Matt, you know the type of thing where like you go to the website, you just buy music and use it in your video. They went to one of those and replaced over 300 and something songs.
Wow.
With this generic sounding crap. So you're telling me that Universal can't pay some company to go do the same thing for this one particular episode of this show?
Well, no, they're gonna have to use AI because they're actually performing the songs and singing.
Who cares if they're not performing the right thing?
Yeah.
The show's ridiculous to begin with. I don't who cares. I'll see. Everybody will know that this music's been replaced. It's going to be obvious. They can maybe put it in the description that the music was replaced, so the people who are going to complain, they already have everything there. But just live with it. Yeah, the lips don't move because they're doing a different song. It's just it doesn't really affect the story. The people
should do though.
What's that?
What they should do, what would be really awesome for them to do, is to go to independent artists and ask them if they could use their song to replace the songs that are in there.
There's an idea too.
The smaller artists then get represented in it. The problem though is that they're not going to be songs that people know. Whereas like when you turned it on and you heard, I don't know, Buddy Holly, I know Buddy Holly, or not Buddy Holly, Peggy Sue, you know, I know that wasn't in there, but everybody knows Peggy Sue. But the independent artists, they won't know. So I don't think it'll have the impact it would with them doing those songs, but it'd still be an awesome thing for the independent artists.
Yeah, in a modern show, I could see them doing that.
Yeah.
So I got a couple of things to say in general about the show, and I don't know if you want me to save them for the last episode. Just a couple of teeny little things to point out. It's just kind of fun. Do you want me to point them out now?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Okay, so where are they now? The Kroll guy was on Breaking Bad, and he looks like he's like 100 years older.
Mm-hmm.
This is like decades ago. The dude looked like he's hundreds of years older.
Well, that's because he was a slave to.
Oh, that's why. That's why
Yep.
they juiced him till he was dry. Yeah. All right. So and I know
juicing him until he was dry was back on episode 3 when they went to the island.
If people were wondering what Kroll looks like, he's that bald guy who is in Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah, he's like an ex-cop, private eye type guy or whatever. Who's like
he's also he's in Better Call Saul as well, which is a prequel series, but he is not he doesn't look like a prequel.
Yeah, but and then you like the girl that plays Gina. I found out that she's now a sculptor and does actually really good work.
Oh, okay.
She has a family, and yeah. And the kid, Trace, he was in something, I forgot what it was, in more recent years. He looks totally different.
Cobra Kai.
That's what it was, yeah.
Well, I think he was probably just in like a couple episodes or something, because I don't think they brought back.
He was in one episode of Cobra Kai. They had one reunion type of episode where all the people were there, and like one of the guys had cancer and he died during the episode, and it was just a send off to. It's all fan service.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cobra Kai had a lot of fan service. People have been dying for this. They've been dying for that. Like, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, do we got more to say about this?
Nope, that's it for me.
All right, we'll see you next week, folks, with episode 7. And Matt, you get the final word.
Roar.